These are the Recoil Blitz series, a bunch of pistols that was part of the new modification system. Because the system got some changes where they only had 3 variants instead of 6. It is implied that Nexon did this because 6 weapons feel unnecessary, as people often skip the 3rd and 4th grade, which is why Recoil Blitz only had T1 till T3 to ensure that everybody else could get this weapon without overspending. By the way, there's the fact that Recoil Blitz was based off a real-life weapon named Caltech P50, which that means Nexon finally added a new real-life weapon into this game after several years. So let's start with the T1 version, where it can be obtained 8 times from the unique decoder. But you're gonna need around 270 guarantee points if you had a 0% luck. And since I didn't have this weapon permanently, I'm simply relying on the trial version where it has gun boost 6 and power up 6. Unlike most weapons that are previously talked about where it has bad performance, Recoil Blitz T1 has a fairly decent performance and it can be used on Zombie Z if you're at level 31, making this weapon considered a late game weapon thanks to its special skill called Air Raid, where you have to hold your right mouse button before releasing it to leap yourself backward. Kinda similar to Sylphid, so this weapon feels like a low budget version of it. So overall, Recoil Blitz T1 only deserves 6 out of 10 because it has one problem where the Air Raid skills can't be stacked at all. Which is why we're gonna talk about the T2 version, as it was considered as the successor for the T1 version. To get the T2 version, you're gonna need to use your Transcendence decoder, but it took me 120 decoders to get this weapon permanently. Despite having the exact same design just like the first one, Recoil Blitz T2 had some improvements such as the damage, speed reduction, and ability to use the air raid skill twice. And most importantly, they added a brand new skill called ejection. By pressing R button, it will unleash a shockwave that will knock away some zombies, making Recoil Blitz T2 a better weapon than its predecessor. And here's my short gameplay of the T2 version. Well, despite that it has a better performance, I'm still struggling to get some kills with this, as it was done in Zombie Hero Room. If it was Zombie Z, things will be different, as this weapon might be broken just like the other secondary weapon, especially with Desperado mutation. And since Recoil Blitz had a backward leaping skills, we're gonna skip the zombie scenario parts because this weapon did suit that game mode, as most maps on that game mode were designed to be straightforward. And overall, Recoil Blitz T2 deserves 7 out of 10 thanks to its minor improvement. So now we're gonna talk about the T3 version, or also considered as the ultimate one. To get this weapon, you need to craft your Recoil Blitz T2 with advanced modification material. But since I had no budget, I will be using an epic pass that I got from Season Pass. So Recoil Blitz T3 actually had no differences between T2 version except for its orange color scheme, along with the amount of the ammo and the speed reduction itself. But since the one that I'm using was the Epic Pass variant, it has lots of downside because it was the lowest tier version, because most of the passive skill that I mentioned on most grade 6 legendary weapons were missing. Unless I'm willing to upgrade my Recoil Blitz, so there's nothing much that I could explain here, as it feels like the same weapon and there's no way I'm repeating the same gameplay sequence just like the T2. So we're just gonna rate this weapon 7.5 out of 10. So I guess I had to rely on you guys, especially the Wellers, that could upgrade the T3 version into maximum level. So do you think that Recoil Blitz T3 deserves 7.5? Or you guys might have better opinion than me that can be discussed in the comment down below. So that's my review for today. If my opinions didn't suit you guys, feel free to express it in the comment down below.